constellation Taurus. The big star is Aldebaran. It's something to do with the Dark Man. I've seen this in a dream, but as a shallow pit of darkness. This is definitely where the contract is hidden, but how do I get to it?
Let's get this party started. Somehow? Here we go. Give me my machine gun. They call me the sharpshooter. Okay, let's continue. First one. So first we have to activate it. And then now we move this to kind of just...
There's something missing.
Oh, wait, activate it. Then we grab this. Then we place it here. And then now we can use it.
This one moves.
Do that.
It worked.
And boom, door open. Alright. On to the next one. There should be a couple bats out here. Yeah. This can also burn them, which is really cool.
It worked.
The camera angles are being very weird in this building. I don't know if that's a bug or not. Hello. Let's see. Activate. Alright, and then we need to redirect this to the box to be able to get that piece. The star. I think that one might be up in the middle. Oh, yeah, no, that does it. So now, yeah, we gotta get up there. So this one, we gotta go down there. Uh-oh. We gotta get back down there now. What's up here? Okay, that opens that door. Activate. And another empty box. But of course. And redirect. And bingo. Then grab this statue. Redirect. The underworld token. And this should be the last one, I think. Wow, teleport, it magic. Here we are. So now, I believe the next step is you have to take all three. This one, the one across, and the one up top. And you have to light up all three parts on the crown. Makes the main beam, so now we point that at the star on the ground.
Down there.
Yeah, better do that quickly. Let's go, Emily. I don't think there's any enemies on the way. I think it's just a running puzzle. No, there's a couple enemies. Never mind. Gotta go right now. Gotta go. Yeah. Okay, that's not happening either.
This is ready to collapse.
Jesus. I was not expecting my weapon to break.
What's happening?
Yeah, I'd be a little suspicious about everything just getting quiet too. Excuse me, Mr. Batsies.
Acknowledge psychological trauma. Break through the barriers of self-deceit. Temper manic behavior. Is this it? Is this the contract?
Now we're officially in chapter 4.
Oh, Jeremy. How much pain and suffering you could have prevented.
Emily? What are you doing?
Detective, how's your investigation going?
Well, I still have no clue where Jeremy is, but I think I know why he's hiding. This place is full of lunatics planning to perform some kind of ritual tonight.
Well, that sounds ridiculous. Or rather would have just a day ago.
It gets worse. I have reason to believe they killed anyone who didn't want to go along with the plan.
Detective, have you encountered any monsters tonight?
I just told you, I think they killed people. Beauregard, the author, Perosi, the singer, Mr. Waits, the clerk, Mr. Chance, the gardener, they're all missing.
No, I mean, have you fired your gun tonight?
Of course not. They wouldn't just kill outsiders like that. It would bring too much attention. But you should keep your eyes open.
So you haven't seen anything strange? Been anywhere else?
What are you trying to tell me, Emily? Are you in some kind of danger? Let me drive you back to normal. I think I have enough. You know, at least get the police to take a look at this case.
No, I'm fine. Thank you, Detective.
I'll find your uncle, Miss Hartwood. Just stay out of trouble.
Man, when Carnby woke up from the temple, that man was in all sorts of disarray. Meanwhile, she's just like, oh, Jeremy. This man was like, oh, what the hell happened?
He must first acknowledge psychological trauma in order to proceed. The lying must stop, so we can break through the barriers of self-deceit. Finally, temper manic behavior.
Medicine has failed me. Nothing can be done to dispel the Hartwood curse. Only the sacrificial dagger may release the despair from Jacob's eye. Yet, doing so would be the doom of Derceto. Let this curse of mine be a weapon for once. I accept your demands, oh, crawling chaos. Build your prison around this godforsaken hospital. When evil has been starved, I will stay buried forever.
Or is it that he's committing suicide, but he's being brought back to life by the Dark Man? And using using the dagger through Jacob's eye, as we did before, ends the contract, therefore allowing the Black Goat to do what she does. And I'm pretty sure, we can't go back in.
It's getting rough out there.
If we could just get rid of Jeremy, everything will go back to normal.
That reminds me. I saw Miss Emily earlier. You remember her? You know she's Jeremy's niece.
She's looking for him.
That's right. She's helping us in her own way.
As long as she don't stand in the way of the mother of 1,000 young.
I don't think she knows or cares about that. She just helped Jeremy. I've been more worried about that Detective Carnby fella. He been snooping around asking all kinds of questions.
God, it hurts.
I wish you would stop doing that. Gives me the heebie-jeebies.
It was almost night when Emily found herself back at Derceto. What exactly had she been doing? And what was Detective Carnby talking about? Did any of her findings make any sense? All she knew was that she wanted to figure out what the 3 steps to the contract entailed, and how this was connected to Dr. Gray. The orderlies, Baptiste and Lottie were back at Derceto as well, like pieces of Emily's past haunting her. She couldn't figure out if they were on her side or not, and what was Lottie suffering from?
So we're back from Egypt. The orderlies are still wandering around. And Carnby's investigating the cult, as planned. So let's continue on. Alright, that's blocked off. So let's go through here. What's this?
Lunacy and the Astarte Artist Colony, a monograph by Yael Klein. In early 1909, the old Derceto plantation outside of New Orleans was turned into an artist's colony. 3 famous European artists rented the house and the surrounding land from the owner, the Ledoux family. The colony was chiefly run by Sebastian Cortez, who was playfully dubbed the captain by his collaborators, William Arges and Heinrich Kassel. The colony existed for 6 years, until one day all 12 members disappeared without a trace. It is widely believed that their disappearance is connected to the disastrous hurricane that passed through on September 29, 1915, but nothing truly supports this claim. What is known is their frequent participation in New Orleans nightlife, their love for hosting parties, and their elaborate contributions to the Mardi Gras parades as the Pirates of Pontchartrain. Accounts of their lifestyle can be found in almost every gossip column. It can effectively be summed up as carefree and bohemian. In late June 1909, the name Astarte first appeared in the newspapers. Cortez said the name came to him as he was painting. There is never any claim to knowing about the ancient Phoenician fertility goddess with the same name before this time. His fellow colonist Heinrich Kassel did know, because he later produced sculptures that show clear references to ancient idols of the goddess. It's impossible to know for sure how this name suddenly made an appearance, but it is interesting because of Derceto's history. Even the name Derceto is the Greek name of a Syrian fertility goddess. In the case of naming the plantation, Derceto was certainly not an accident. We know that Elijah Pickford intended to build a temple for his cult, for he had distributed pamphlets 2 years prior to the purchase of the land, advertising his intentions. His followers were estimated to be almost 100 men and women, mostly sailors, Maroons, and Cajuns, when the plantation was built. To outsiders, Derceto registered as an ordinary slave plantation, which enabled Pickford and his flock to remain hidden for decades. The official story is that the cult lasted until 1862, when the Union Army came and burned down the plantation and scattered all who lived there. Following the Civil War, new people started to congregate in the ruins of Derceto to invent a new fertility goddess, the Shub-Niggurath. As much as Derceto is a particular name to have heard of, it's not entirely uncommon among the learned. Astarte is equally known and could have been subconsciously chosen by well-read artists. Shub-Niggurath is, on the other hand, very uncommon. Almost impossible that anyone in Louisiana would have heard that name. The name is referenced only in rare books like Unaussprechlichen Kulten and the Necronomicon, and is believed to be a bastardization of Arabic words meaning pertaining to the dark young. The few paragraphs printed on the goddess are so upsetting that no one in their right mind would want to build a religion resting on such qualities. The Shub-Niggurath cult was hard to get rid of, but it is believed that despite the police jailing and killing several cultists over the years, the main culprit in the cult's demise is the cult itself, which seems to line up with every instance of cult activity on Derceto's grounds. When Captain J.W. Norton of the Union Army arrived, he described the people at Derceto as malnourished and maniacal. As much as the army tried to save them, they fought back with fervor, as if nothing was going to stop them from slowly destroying themselves. While the disappearance of the Astarte artist colony remains a mystery, the recurring motif seems to suggest that their fate involved lunacy and a hunger for self-sacrifice to that fertility goddess with 1,000 names.
So this cult's been here for a long time, just by different people. I guess this is the next batch that's in this house right now. But the question is, like, do they come here knowing about this fertility goddess, or do they come here and then the magic permeating the land slowly makes them look into it and create the cult? It's interesting. I believe it's in that safe. Yeah, but we're gonna go check something out first. That looks so creepy.
Hey, little lady, how's your evening been going?
Ups and downs, I suppose.
I hear that. We all live in the life of an elevator operator.
Are you all right, sweetie?
Do you want to see my mask, miss? I'm making it for St. John's.
How did you... Is that supposed to be my... Ow!
Little girl!
You should learn your place, little girl.
Why are you acting this way? What did I ever do to you?
What the...
Grace! Grace!
Yeah, I'd be shaking my head too. What the fuck? She was not like that in the last playthrough. She was so nice. It seems like every interaction I've had with her as Emily, she's just been nothing but like an ass. That's creepy. What the hell?
The mask had reminded Emily of her father. It didn't seem like a chance connection, but a purposeful reference made by that child. How could Grace have known what he looked like, and that it would upset Emily so? And why would she use those words? Emily felt like it was beyond strange. It felt impossible. Did it even happen? Was she losing her mind?
I'll hit it, kid. I don't know, officer. There was a cult in there. There was a cult in that house, and I guess they must have taken her with them.
At least he's breathing. I'll just let him sleep it off.
She will be missed.
Jeremy knew that the only one who could help him now was the guest in room number 3. The room seemed to have been empty for so long. But that wasn't allowed to be true. The story needed to be different. To include something from the outside, he would bring the guest back to room 3 and show them what was in that safe. 913. But those were not the right numbers. That was the combination for the safe in the clerk's office.
Okay, now we can go into the safe.
I don't know the combination. Wait. Maybe I do.
9 1
It worked.
Yay.
The last guest in the empty room suffered from severe maladaptation. I must write this down, because if I understand the condition sufficiently, it could make me deny this fact at a later date. And there is reason for me to think I may come to suffer the consequences from this dysfunction, as some who came in contact with the guest seemed to adopt a new worldview in which everything was predetermined but broken. Upon accepting this worldview, some memories became unmanageable and later rejected. I do not know what this means. I cannot even remember the fate of the guest. I think they were simply misplaced one day and forgotten. Just like all documents pertaining to this guest, they have all been destroyed, or they never existed in the first place. Who wrote this? There has never been a guest in the empty room.
So somebody wrote this if we look at it, somebody wrote this first part, and then another person, I think this might have been the doctor who wrote this little last snippet, which shows that that it is affecting everyone, that they believe that there was nobody in that last room.
Emily felt lost as she entered the office of Dr. Gray, much like she had the last time she was here. She began to question what she was hoping to find. She was simply going on a hunch that Dr. Gray was somehow tied up in this contract with the Dark Man. Emily couldn't even begin to imagine what kind of evidence she would need. Besides a clear confession, of course. But she doubted she would ever find something like that. She was grasping at straws. The steps on the contract were so confusing to her that she was just hoping to get some small indication on where to go next.
Here we are, Dr. Gray's office. Now let's see if we can find some answers.
We'll go that way after we finish up here.
I have finished tidying up Miss Beauregard's belongings. I will leave it to you to contact her agent and have them collect her things. I found one of Grace's drawings she might want back, along with this key in her room, which I believe you've been looking for. Mrs. Thompson.
Oh, that's for the globe. So we'll put that in after we finish up here. Stairwell key.
Dearest Dr. Manzetti, I find myself in a losing battle with my patient. As I've disclosed in my previous letter, his delusions have him completely captured. It's bad enough that he is torturing himself with paranoia, but his madness turns out to be quite persuasive to others, effectively laying the ground for mass delusion. I am writing to you in hope that you can give me some guidance. Beyond my ambition to avoid devastating surgery on my patient, I have grown worried about my own defenses. The words of my patient are deranged, yet they often resonate with something primitive within me. I have tried photographing his brain with X-rays. It was surprisingly difficult to get good results. Dark blotches on the plates kept obscuring all details. My patient looked at the bad plates and cried out in terror, telling me the dark areas was the shadow of the worm eating him from inside. I could not see anything out of the ordinary. I hope this is a sign that my mind is not as receptive to the madness as I had feared. After further inquiry, my patient described the shadows inside his mind as some kind of chthonic monstrosity that wants to undermine his sanctuary. This is clearly a reference to a place he calls Teroea, a sort of library or convent that works as a psychological haven. With this imaginary haven threatened by this Chthonian, he has now constructed another, less pleasant hiding spot. Lately, he has been bringing up a metaphor of a steamboat that has run aground, that he feels like he needs to start the engines and reverse, but he is afraid that the hole in the hull would cause the whole ship to sink. I've been watching him turn this metaphor into reality for the last week. He knows it's made up, but he is doubling down, trying to make it a real memory. I feel certain that this is my chance to break through the barriers of his self-deceit.
So that's one of the things that need to be done to break the contract. Man's forcing himself to have memories that never happened, to try to hide from whatever it is in his head. Okay, we're back. That looked like the steamboat that Jeremy was talking about. We should be going there soon. Look, a letter.
Detective Carnby, I'm terribly sorry that my niece has pulled you into this mess. Please, with all my blessings, take her away from this cursed place. I have destroyed that eater of worlds and locked it away in the attic and retreated to a place of hiding. Tell Emily I'm safe. Tell her all the lies you can think of to make her listen. Take her back to New Orleans. Sincerely, Jeremy.
Okay, first off, now I know you'll be lying to me, so I'm not going. And then now we got this key off from McCarthy. I'm pretty sure it goes to this door. Yeah, first floor hall key. Hello there, Mr. Dogman. Just disappeared. That's more unsettling than him just walking back into the room and the door closing behind him. What's this? Oh, this is McCarthy's room. I don't understand why that little marking's there. Yeah, so McCarthy's room, then Ruth's room, and then that empty room. Ooh.
Sometimes I think this place makes me worse. That Derceto might be my grave. A coffin made of ostentatious architecture. A Taj Mahal for the drunken depressed. There's something about Derceto. Something about Dr. Gray. Like we all pretend that we're here to get better. When in fact we are here to be forgotten.
If they're meant to be forgotten, then who would miss them if they went missing? You know, Edward grabbed something out of that grate. Some pretty cool stuff. Let's go to the next room. It's supposed to be my friend Ruth's room. Why'd you just put your hand down there like that? Okay. I didn't know about that.
Are you there? No, of course not.
We'll get to the camera in a second.
Castle built the zoetrope as an exercise in animation. He is very interested in moving pictures and has even ordered an aeroscope camera for the colony. I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of phantasmagoria he will produce. For now, his zoetrope entertains me greatly. It's not the little man passing his head, while quite humorous. It's the spell of that flickering light as it rotates. I swear, it takes me back to my childhood in a most profound way.
Interesting. I don't know who that was, but... Ruth's camera. Oh, that's right, the stairwell key. We gotta go deal with that. So, Ruth, yeah, we got to find something for that camera. Damn, we couldn't even get in that room if we wanted to. Alright, so now we have the stairwell key. Let's go there.